stitch and stuff. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kim.
And we're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. Today is Sunday, July 25.
25th.
Wow, we're almost to August for our Biscornu SAL, which I'm going to talk about later.
I know. I just saw somebody on Instagram that had showed Kendra Stitches.
Showed her.
In her Instagram story, she was ready to go camping, but she had to pack her stitching stuff first.
Oh.
And it had her Biscornu pattern and a couple other things.
Fun.
Or she said for the Biscornu SAL. So I thought we gotta have a fun name for it. Is it gonna be Biscornu-Along, Biscornu-Palooza?
Palooza. What are we gonna do? I guess we'll have to. Do we have one more? Okay, what's August 1st? Is it next Sunday? Yeah.
Okay. So we gotta stop. So welcome to our channel.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Just launch in.
And clearly other stuff.
Yep.
And we're mother and daughter, and we live on opposite sides of our state, the state of Washington. So we Zoom most of the time. Yeah. So if you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back to craziness.
Madness. And we have a noisy child next to me who also will jump in here in a few minutes.
Yes.
And yeah, so we're talking about a stitch along that we've been planning for a while. So we'll talk about that more later with plans. But it's crazy to me that it's almost August. That's why I was just like, oh, whoa, it's time.
July. Gone.
Which I knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
I did not get a lot of stitching. Well, I felt like I got a decent amount done on a few projects. Not like I didn't touch as many projects as I usually do. It was a very busy week for me. We were running a my robotics camp for middle school and high schoolers. With my husband's job, it's his ministry that he does. He's doing kind of a vocational kind of technology program with the ministry we work with. So anyways, it was very busy. So I would come home and usually I needed to then prep a bunch. I was doing the food for it, like lunches and snacks and breakfast and stuff. I would start to have to think about really hard the next day and plan out because I was trying to keep all kinds of people happy. But then I would just crash on the couch and stitch a little bit this week. So anyway, anything else this week?
Well, no, I didn't have anything really exciting. But the baby of our family is moving in 2 weeks. And so they've been the cause of a lot of, that doesn't sound right. Because they were living with us, there's just been a lot more chaos and stuff in my house and them trying to get married and navigate that and then packing to move. So they actually packed up everything that they were shipping and loaded it into a pod on Friday and locked it up, and it's shipping out tomorrow to Indianapolis, and then they leave to meet it in a couple of weeks. So I don't know, there was just a lot of activity. I was gone most of the day that they were in and out packing and loading up the truck and stuff, but I feel like things are now the wedding's done, the packing and the sorting of all the stuff is done. I feel like we've kind of entered that quiet zone. I have a crazy week ahead for work though, because my coworker's on vacation, so I'm doing double work next week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Kind of dreading. Yeah, and we're doing a big update. This is always fun. We're updating our whole system to Windows 10. We've had like some ancient Windows, and so we got a big technology email last week about all the things we needed to prep for it. And I am not technologically sound, so I'm going to have to bring your dad and your brother in here to make sure I get everything backed up, because apparently things won't just look the same. Yeah, so that's in the middle of the week on top of doing double duty on the job, and I'm not looking forward to it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
I'm not looking forward to it. So, but I did get some stitching done, some concentrated time actually, and yeah, I didn't do 24-hour cross stitch. That was going on this weekend, but I couldn't do that.
I didn't even anybody post about it. I don't.
Isn't a lot. I mean, I think people, with Facebook and the algorithms, things don't always pop up for me.
Yeah, and I'm not like in that. If there's a group, I'm not in that group. So
Yeah, and there is quite a, they have acrostics and all kinds of stuff for that group too.
Yeah.
So I don't do any of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So what does Millie have for us?
Hey, Millie. She has some good news. She has some stuff. She's in
some stuff.
I finished it.
You finished it. Look at it. Oh, it's so cute.
So we saw these little embroidery hoops that have like a
Floral pattern.
they're kind of, yeah, they're like almost covered with a little bit of batting and then a fabric or something with flowers, like the pattern around it is flowers. I'm not describing it well, but it's like a little ribbon.
It has a cloth.
Yeah.
Floral pattern cloth.
Yeah, just like a little, it's just an embroidery hoop with floral.
Where'd you find those?
The Hobby Lobby. And we didn't buy one because we didn't think we had any use for it at the time. Then when we came home and I looked at her current project, I was like, oh, that would be actually perfect for finishing that little, we could just put a little hoop in and finish the back up cute. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Hobby Lobby and get that. And
Speedy
this
demon.
is going to be the next, well, it's our only source right now. So easy.
What?
I'm gonna stitch this.
So this is coming up next for Millie. That will hopefully keep her busy a little longer than that kitty.
Well, I thought the one I gave her was, but that's got a beautiful floral border. So that'll keep her busy.
I know, that might keep her a little bit longer. So we bought this.
Fabric.
Here, we can take it out. But what are our plans?
Oh.
Tell about what your plans are.
I don't know what you call it. We're gonna make it.
Is that like a greenish gray?
Yeah, it's called Antique Blue is really, yeah, it's like a green.
From Hobby Lobby?
Yeah, they have colored Aida and some colored linen.
I've never seen that there.
That was
what are
new.
we
I'd
gonna
never
do
seen
with
it there
it?
before either. And the gal was so sweet. The gal who works there, she cuts fabric and she works in that craft section. I've talked with her before, and she asked if she saw we were looking at all this stuff, and she asked if we had ever heard of Stitching with the Housewives. And I was like, yeah, actually, and because she likes how they finish stuff. So I told her, my mom and I actually have a little Flosstube too. So if you're watching us and you're our gal at Hobby Lobby, I can't remember your name, but hi, she asked what we were called. So Millie wants to, I told her we could try to tea dye this because in the picture, she wants it to kind of look like a little bit like this, which I don't think we're going to be able to get it quite like that, but we can kind of grunge it up a little bit. If she wants.
Grunge it up and you'll get some brownish modeling.
Yeah, it'll be brownish modeling. It might not be as light as this though, Millie.
Make sure the colors.
To do that, we would have had to get a light fabric and then do dark dye on it. So we're going to try it. I mean, it was just if it really doesn't work out, I'll just get her another one and we can.
But honey, when you dip it with like Priscilla and Chelsea do with some instant coffee and tea. Because I think that gives it that darker. Because I've dyed some darker pieces, and it'll show up if you get your dye, if you get your tea and your coffee dark enough, and leave it in there dark enough. And then when you put it in the oven, just really scrunch it up so that you get those lines in it like you do when you're dyeing fabric.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do is try to model it up a little bit.
I think adding the instant coffee actually gives it a deeper depth. Oh, pretty.
So these are the colors on this fabric.
Pretty.
Trying to hold them up without spilling them. Isn't that gonna be so pretty? I'm like not even sure we need to do anything to this fabric, but if she wants it modeled, then we will try it. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Some coffee. I could maybe put some coffee grounds in a filter bag and tie it up too. That would be basically the same thing, I think.
Yeah, I think it just gives it a little darker,
just a
richer color than
just the tea.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so that's what Millie had. You want to come say bye?
Bye.
Thanks for sharing.
Bye, honey.
Oh, but
Good job.
You're so Rosie is also about to start another new project because she finished.
Who is?
Rosie. Did she finish a little one not that long ago? I feel like she finished something. It hasn't really had anything to stitch since then. I can't remember what it was.
I gave her one for her birthday.
Yeah, she hasn't really worked on that. I should tell her she needs to work on that. So then when I had done that order where I also picked up the swan princess,
Oh yeah.
she picked out a little one, and so we got threads and some just. Oh, I know. I have her fabric right here. It's really cute. So I don't have her pattern, but it's like a little hedgehog, and the colors are really bright. I think it might be Tiny Modernist. But this was Hobby Lobby too. This little dyed. Can you see them swirly marble?
A little bit. Yeah. Pull it back a little bit. Put your.
Here.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit.
Let me see.
Well, they must have just started getting that in because I was just in Hobby Lobby a few weeks ago, and I didn't see anything like that in mine.
Test. If they are testing it in our store, then we're doing our best to make sure they keep doing it because we bought colorful fabrics. So that's a 14 count, Ada. Yeah. So anyways, she's not here to show that, but yeah, I need to tell her she needs to work on her little pen pals that you gave her because she did get all that.
I'm just saying.
I wonder if she made a mistake and she's stuck and that's why she's not working on it. I'll have to check on that.
Yeah.
So this week we do have a featured friend segment, and this is from a Little Farm Quilts. Her name is Amy, and I think I might have just subscribed to her channel, and she has a Flosstube, so I will link it down below so you can follow her as well. And her stitching is gorgeous. So she sent me pictures of 2 different projects, and I'm going to insert them right here. Good evening. I enjoy watching you both very much. Finally felt brave enough to send you some pictures, and I'm glad you did because they're so gorgeous. Oh my gosh.
They are.
I also have a very small Flosstube, so we're linking that below. The first set of pictures is the Mushroom and Fern Mandala by Chatelaine Design. So I'll have done those. Those are first. I do not work on this all the time, but usually at least a couple of hours a week. And the second picture is of the Modern Folk Embroidery 2021 SAL, of which I am behind on. And the colors for that teal blue is so pretty.
It's different. It's a different, you don't see those always picked together.
I love that. You know, I'm kind of a color kind of person. I'm not a black on, I'm not a single color.
Yeah.
Monochrome stitcher. That's not quite right either because I do, like that blue one I'm doing is all blues.
Yeah,
but
it has to be the right colors.
Yeah, I just love color. So beautiful. Thank you, Amy, for sending those in and sharing those with us. So gorgeous. I was thinking about those chatelaines, and they are so intimidating to me. They're just like huge and fancy and
so fancy, like fancy stitches and tons of beads. I mean, I think way more than a lot of Mirabilias, with beading and. But I'm sure that that's the same chatelaine Lindy Stitches did, and when she finished it and showed it on it, she had I feel like she finished it either this May with Fermania, or maybe it was last May. But I feel like she had a whole episode. I didn't watch this one episode that she talks about the process of doing her chatelaine, but she also had an episode where she just showed it, and I was just. It's beautiful. In fact, I've looked at it thinking if I did one, I probably would love to do that one, but I probably will never do one.
So it's a big commitment.
You got to have those bars, and I mean, you just don't put those in a hoop and do them in a hoop.
Yeah.
But so gorgeous, and so give a Little Farm Quilts a watch also because she has a Flosstube.
Yeah, go find her and follow her. And if you would like for us to feature something that you have stitched or are stitching, send us a picture. It can be 1 or 3 pictures or whatever. We'd love to share on our Flosstube what other people are doing. And I think we're all caught up to the emails we have. So if you haven't done one yet and you are trying to get up the nerve to do it, do it. We'd love to see it.
Or if you've done it before and you've got something new you want to share, do it. We'd love to see it.
That
It's
was
always fun. 'Cause I think we all get so in the zone of what we're stitching that we forget what all else is out there. So it's fun to see.
I'd like that chatelaine. You will never see. I shouldn't say never because now I'm doing a hay this fall, and that I probably would have said never before at some point, but you probably are not likely to see that on our Flosstube unless somebody else is stitching it, showing it. So
Yes, another person that does a lot of things that are different than us is Tina Stitches.
yeah,
We've talked about before. She follows us. She's got a Flosstube also, and she does some very fancy, and some very large pieces that
beautiful.
my Biscornu is inspired by Tina. It's not anything like, I mean, it's not as fancy as anything Tina's done, but it just kind of inspired me to try one because she does a lot of these little squares, these little cubes by not just Nan, maybe they are just Nan, but they're gorgeous and they're real tiny and beaded and fancy and pretty, so delicate.
Delicate.
Yeah.
Nice word. Those chatelaines always make me think of the word delicate. They're very like delicate. That's a good word for it.
Just kind of remind me of being just kind of wispy and
yeah, creamy.
Yeah.
What have you?
Do you have a previous finish?
Ooh, where did I? Okay, it's not mine though. This is a you finish that you gave me a long time ago. So I was just using this as a bookmark recently when I was reading home, and then it fell out in my guest room and I forgot to grab it for the last time I was going to show this, but do you remember stitching this? A good book?
I do remember it. I don't remember when, but
Isn't it? It's like so cute. And did you buy it and then
yes.
You think you bought this and then just stitched on it? You didn't actually.
It's buy them. No.
I
don't really know how I stitched it either because
that's what I was just thinking, like how that must have been kind of meticulous because you see there's a back. It folds over the corner of a book like this.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you could buy those kinds of things. I don't know if you still can.
I bet I'm sure somebody sells.
Yeah, but it was a tiny enough design that I probably just was able to kind of hook it in. But if you turn it out inside out, it's got to look professional. I mean, it's
here. We'll do it.
Yeah,
professionally sewn. I mean, it's just a seam. Nah, you might have done that.
No, I don't think so. I think I bought it that way.
Well, yeah, because you probably didn't do the zigzag trim.
No, that was purchased that way. You know, back in those days, you could buy, you know, and you still can buy like tea towels and little guest towels and
look how you carried your thread so far. Just showcase all the things you did wrong. Sorry. Well, maybe not wrong. There's not really a wrong and right, but maybe that would be wrong. You taught me that was wrong. How's that?
I changed my mind later.
Threads more than 5 stitches.
I do carry them. If I can thread them through other stitches, I will go farther.
Yeah, I will do that occasionally if I can thread them through and make it not.
They're not catching on stuff.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It is pretty. I love it. I've used it for years now.
Have you? I'm impressed that it hasn't gotten lost.
Impressive. What have you? Bookmarks. I know.
Yeah. I don't have any other finishes.
Okay.
Do you have a finish? No.
No. I'm trying my hardest to get something. This week was not a great stitching week. So.
I do have a finish. What am I talking? I have a knitting finish.
Oh. Did you finish that baby sweater?
I have not blocked it, but I finished it.
That's cute. You finished. It's going to be ready for her.
It's all ready for her for fall. And I was looking at ribbons on, this baby, by the way, hit 10 pounds last week, so we're all thrilled to death. Her little face is getting so round.
She is so cute. I want to show a picture of her.
I want to put ribbon to hold the band. I'm not going to put buttons or anything, so I'm going to go ahead and put a ribbon there.
I'll leave it up.
Yeah, and I was looking at ribbons on Etsy. I was looking for kind of a pretty neutral color, like a brocade, like a little thicker. I have a few things in my cart, but then I went to Joann's and I bought a couple of grove green.
Oh yeah.
One's a pale pink and one's just a cream.
Oh.
But I don't know if I like them. I might just go ahead and order something off Etsy.
A little floral ribbon would be really cute. Just a tiny, A little tiny floral print would be really
Yeah,
pretty. Just a
the
pale.
ones I have are pretty bright in my cart on Etsy. They're like a really
Well,
pretty.
that would be pretty too. Bright would be cute.
I did find one little one that had like little woodland animals on it, and it was kind of in the pale oranges and browns and greens, which I thought would be cute because that's kind of Cassidy's thing. But I'm pretty proud of it. Actually, this sweater had the best underarms I've ever done on the sweater.
Yeah, they look good. No.
I know. I picked up this second time. The second half of picking up stitches it actually turned out okay. I had to do it about 4 times.
Because going down was hard, you think? Going the other.
Yeah, well, you know, when I did the right side, you know, yeah, I picked them up going up. But then picking this side, you have to pick them up going down. Otherwise, you're doing it on the wrong side.
Right.
And I wanted it to match up. So I picked up like 44 stitches on this side, and I was having a terrible time. In fact, I probably picked up a few more than I should have down here, which is why it's pulling. 44. But it's okay. I think once I block it, it'll be okay.
I think so too.
And then I just got it rolled up because it's got this cute little cups.
So cute. That's a really cute.
Anyway.
That's
anyway, so that was
like a rainbow, right?
Yeah.
In that pattern? I'll try to remember.
Yeah, and it's linked in several of our videos.
I can put it in this one too.
And I will say, because somebody did ask, to do this lace pattern, you definitely want to use stitch markers if you're not a totally confident, undistracted lace knitter.
Yeah.
So anyway, very cute. It is cute. I might save those instructions for the underarm because I don't know what was good about it.
I know. Maybe I need you to share that with me.
Yeah. So that was that finished.
Well done. It's adorable. Yeah. Okay, whips. Do you want to do your whips? You want me to do my whips? What do you want?
You do your whips first.
Okay.
I think I did mine first last time.
Okay.
I don't know.
So I pulled out this.
I could be making that up.
No, I think you did. I think often I have you go first because it's right after Millie, and then I'm like, oh, we'll just switch. I pulled out Patio Hair, this Lizzie Kate pattern that I've been working on. And I realized as I pulled it out, I had made a little mistake in the pink of the ear on one side, and I hadn't stitched the other. So I pulled out all this and then put it back in. And then I did the other pink ear. I wanted to do all that so then I could just stitch the gray fill in everything. And then I just go back and forth around that outline there. And then I'll work down on his pants, which won't be too hard. It's just basically striped the rest of the way down to his feet. So that won't be too big of a deal. Like not anything too complicated. And then his feet, and then he's done. Then I have to figure out how to finish these.
If you do your stripe and your outline, then you can just, again, fill in.
Yeah. And I'm just using DMC, which I think is all. I don't remember if she even calls for anything fancier. Oh, I think she gives anchor. Oh, no. Sampler, anchor, and DMC. Is sampler, would that be General Arts, do you think? Is that what they used to call?
Yeah, maybe.
Sampler thread. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just using the DMCs. That's what I did with the little girl when I finished, which, I have right here. This is an old finish. So once it's done, I think I'll take her hat and her basket off when I'm finishing it, and then I'll add them back on. Because when I did this, I didn't realize I was going to try to do the stand-up.
Oh, yeah. Stand-up would be so cute.
I think I need to try it. I think I need to push myself, but I'm intimidated by it.
Well, honey, all you need to do is just make yourself a template. Does she not even give a template in that pattern?
No, not like a cutout template. What does she say? It just has the finishing instructions. Sorry, no, I'm just looking at it. No, she just tells you how to do it, but there's nothing like for cutting it or anything.
I think you can do that. I think you can figure.
I know I can do it. I'm just scared, but I'll do it.
It pretty much? They're pretty much the same width all the way down, right?
Yeah, it's just long and narrow, so it's yeah.
You just want to go, have a rounded bottom.
A rounded fabric piece.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she tells you to do a gusset at the bottom.
But
I'm just talking about your.
Find a YouTube. I bet I can find a YouTube tutorial
I bet Yvonne Piper has something.
so I can watch somebody do something like it and then do it. In fact, I think on one of our videos a while ago, I should have bookmarked this. I think a couple people commented when I talked about this last time. So I'll have to go back through our comments and find where they talked about where I can find like just the encouragement about how to do it. I know I can do it. I'm just nervous to do it. I'm trying to decide if I just want to wait till I finish stitching him and then just do them like together, like do one
I would.
back so I don't have to deal with.
If you could do those shepherd's bush stockings, you can do this.
Oh man, those shepherd's bush stockings were so hard to finish. Don't say that. That's the thing I hated the most about those stockings.
Saying if you could do those, which you did.
I did them.
Yep.
I did them. And I'm a glutton for punishment because I'm doing a different stocking now. I really did work pretty hard on my Shores of Hawk Run Hollow because I wanted to finish up an old Whipco goal, and I did finish it up. So I'm working on this square, and I'm really almost done. Look how cute it is. I need to finish the coral, and I was missing this color in my bag for some reason, so I got that at Hobby Lobby. And then I just have like the black eyes, and then there's a blue border that goes on the inside of the black. That'll be pretty fast once I get going.
I love that little crab.
No, me too. He's gonna have little black eyes at the top right there. So that look like he has little eyes. Oh, and the fish have another color, a darker blue, I think, filled in too that I need to go back to. So there's a few like fill-in pieces, but I hit the Whipco goal that I had for this, and so I hadn't really worked on it a lot after that. But I think I will keep working on it because I'm so close to finishing square 2. It's like I can just do it.
Get it done, yeah.
Get it done, and then I can start the third one, which is look at that. It's going to be a lot of blue and a lot of white. That funny mermaid.
That mermaid cracks me up.
I know. And the birds on the trees. That is so funny. This is what I'm really excited about. I love that moon.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be easy to stitch. It'll probably be not that hard, actually.
I was looking at mine. I've got some honking big squares coming up on all.
Yes, yes. Oh, I dropped my.
I might need to rethink, like my Whipco next year might just be a Hawk Run Hollow Whipco.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And just focus on my 2 Hawk Runs.
This square.
Trade off to really push it. Because I love it. I just don't think to work on them. I've got other things.
Yeah, and kind of rewarding, quicker finish type.
Yeah.
Once I get going on that one, it's like pretty rewarding, but if I don't have a reason to pick it up, sometimes I don't choose to. So yeah, Whipco.
Well, remember I started my one over.
Yeah, which kind of feels discouraging. Are you still on the first square of that one? Yeah, so it feels sort of disheartening. I worked on my Twilight Angel. This is a Gold Collection Dimensions Batiks. Still love it. I still love this one so much. It's so funny because it was just kind of that one it was just a hand-me-down, and I was like, oh, I'll just throw this in my Whipco or in my Mania starts because here, let me
know. She's a lot more pastel-y looking and softer looking.
I have to get to more yellows, but I do think the yellows are softer looking than the picture. Yeah, like we talked about last week, I was like, oh, I think it's pretty, but I'll just stitch it for fun, but I don't know what, I'm not sure. But gosh, I love it. It's hard to put it down. I love all the like blending. Well, they're not really blended colors. They're just similar colors. So beautiful. Yeah, it's way prettier, I feel like, than the picture. The picture just,
it looks much bolder and a little bit harsher. Not harsh, not the word. What's the word?
Warmer, maybe, like rather, this is a lot cooler colors than it looks like it's going to be in that picture.
Yeah.
It's really nice to stitch on. It's so fun. It's like watching a painting come alive.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Looks like that a little bit.
And then the last thing I worked on, I didn't even do any knitting this week. I really just sat down, had some cross stitch goals. So I'm still trying to get a tree done a day, and I'm not sure I got one every day, but probably pretty close. This is Jessie's stocking because I love doing stockings so much. Actually, I don't. I like stitching stockings and I hate finishing stockings.
That looks easier though.
I think it will be. I don't think I'm going to do, well, this has cording around it. Dang it. We'll see. I did cording around all the others, and it was really difficult to get this smooth at this spot with the cording.
Does your cording have like your cording, your round cording, and then like a little flap of fabric that you tuck in? Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really difficult for me to get it to not be all bunchy or stick out weird on those curves. Like it's easy to do cording straight, but a like loop like this, that's hard for me. I'm not that great of like.
That's a pretty big, that's a pretty shallow loop though.
More like the other ones I think were a little more L-shaped. So this is easier. It's a little gentler of a slope. How's that? Yeah. So let's see. I had already, I think last week, ripped out the big tree, and I think I was putting it back in last week. So I've got it back in now all the way, and I did these, I think, and all these this week.
Wow, so, right along.
Yeah, coming along. It's going to change because like all of these have, every single tree basically has beads on.
Can't wait to see all the beads.
I know. Once I probably get going on it, it'll probably be fine. Because it's all one color bead. So you really just probably do a thread, string a bead, sew it down, do a thread. It's not like a constant color changing of beads. It's all the same. So I don't think it'll be actually too bad. But it really does change, like this tree has, it's all changed completely, but like every single one of these has beads on it. All these I've been working. So what you see when it's partially done right now is not even what it's going to look like when it's all done.
Right.
Everything I did this week really wasn't a huge week for me, but that's all right. I'll have more productive and less productive weeks.
Well, I hit a WIPCO goal for June that I didn't get done. It was my hoity-toity.
Good job.
Which is my itty-bitty hoity-toity. So I'm just going to show you on here.
Itty-bitty hoity-toity.
I'm doing this 1/1 on 25 count. And I'm working right up here. So last time I had just done this and a little bit of this gray. Yep. So when I show you, I've gotten all of this done and this.
So you're going to work down now rather than across?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably going to do this. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it.
A little fox. What is that?
A little fox. Kind of a fox.
Little fox. Cute. Wow.
Yeah. So this is it. I mean, this is so tiny.
Oh, so pretty. Oh, yeah.
So I did all this and all that.
I forget. Are you doing this with Valdani's? Is this?
No, this is all DMCs.
You're kidding. That pretty border is a DMC underneath that fruit basket.
And you know, I would not have picked this pattern up by looking at it, but I'm going to shout out Kendra Stitcher because she showed this a long time ago. She finished hers, but when she was working on it, when I first started stitching, I saw it because I had seen Jan Hicks and she was doing the color conversion that's gorgeous, but it's all, I think, Victoria Motto threads, which I don't even know if you can get those anymore. And I thought, oh, I don't have the money to do that. It's just a big piece. But then Lisa showed hers and I looked at it and she was doing all DMC called for. So it's much darker than, yeah. Anyway, this is one of those pieces that when I get going on, and it's going well, I really love it. But if I have to rip anything out, this 1/1 business ripping out is a nightmare.
It's 1/1. You're doing 1/1, not 2/1.
1/1, yeah. So I'm probably going to go back and work on this border next, just to kind of keep the border going.
That's a good idea.
There's so much stitching in these borders. Like this little, I showed it before. It's like 3 colors of green. You can't really see it in there because there's like one stitch. Anyway, I was glad to get that goal done. Now my next June WIPCO was my sunflower fairy, which I've got to pull out and work on next week. But that was huge. I actually worked an hour over on that hoity-toity, so that was good. And I was really focusing on the magazine monthly challenge to get that done. So I had shown the Old World Santas last week, which was my magazine start, which I started a week ago, the week before last. Then I have Joyful World SAL on there. And then I had shown it last week, but I met my goal for Tomato Girl.
Cute.
I pretty much think I met all my goals for July, which shocks me because although I made it pretty easy myself. So one of my goals was to work an hour on things of summer. I mean, an hour. That was pretty kind of a cop-out goal, but I did it. And so my things of summer, which in case you're new, by Alicia Paulson, which we love.
Mhm.
And so I finished my geranium basket and I did the sandals.
You're not very far from the end then, because you didn't have that much left to do, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I did that. I got some back stitching to do on those geraniums still.
What's above the geranium? Is there something?
Huh?
There's something above the geranium basket? Or no?
Yeah, no. There's a little
Oh,
thing. So I have this to do, this to do, and this to do.
oh, those will go fast, pretty fast.
A few of these little, huh?
A handbag is kind of a pain. I think I made a mistake on that one and ripped it out. Doing the back stitch or the straight stitch from the handle or from the top of it was kind of tricky to get those. Anyways, it's not that bad. I think I just made a mistake, so that's why I have bad feelings.
I'm within reach here.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I'm at my goal, I might try to work on that again this week since it's still summer.
Yeah.
Still summer. Still summer.
Still 100 degrees here all week. Every day is in the upper 90s, hundreds.
Hate summer. But you know what?
I like summer, but I'm tired of
that. Our area had our last 9 p.m. sunset. So now they're all
going
before 9 p.m. And I've noticed when I sit over here at my desk on the other side of me, in the afternoon, it's dark. The shadows are getting longer or whatever you call it when the angle of the sun is different. And I really notice it when it happens in August. But anyway, my other project I worked on was my pre-SAL that prompted our SAL, my Biscornu. And Little Dove Designs, she has a couple other Biscornus.
I'll link her again. I linked her a few weeks ago, but I'll link her again.
Yeah. This is a series, actually. This is the summer one. She did a bunny spring one. I think she's planning on doing an fall and winter one. So anyway, fun. And I did work on it quite a bit. So well, not quite a bit, but some. So what I got done was I don't know if I had that flower done last week, but I finished this oak tree or whatever kind of tree it is. So I just have I've got a bee and a bee.
You have a corner left plus a bee.
Yeah, I've got a bee skip or a beehive and another rose. They go pretty fast.
A couple bees. Yeah, you're almost done.
Yeah. Then I've got to do the
oh, you have to do the back, the underneath side.
Yeah, and I also have to do which is pretty. There's just a border.
Oh,
I also have to do, there's a border that I have to do still.
Oh, there's a border, and then the underside is what, bees or something? Oh, it's a flowery border.
It's got a flower border with bees in each corner. So, and it shouldn't take long. And then a green border around it. Shouldn't take long. You know how well I do borders. Dang. Love me some borders. Yeah, I do love it. I'm excited. I hope I can actually assemble it. I hope I can actually complete my mission.
That
and
that is way less intimidating to me than finishing that stand-up thing. So it's fine.
Then I worked on my Jolly July for this week, because I was doing a different piece each week for 3 weeks, was my Mary and Minty by Barbara Gervais. Gervais.
Hooray.
Which was a free SAL in December. I can't really show. I don't know. She might I don't know. I'm not going to show it, but I worked like crazy on this border. So I did all the greens, all the hollies, and then there's berries. You know, doesn't want to focus very well.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
I don't know if it's like looking for your face to focus on or what.
Is that better? There we go.
Yeah, I think so. little,
Oops.
yeah.
Focus for a second. Anyway, and there's a bunch of little white designs all through here that you can't really see. Cream. I
Yeah.
still have to do this border down here.
Oh,
Anyway, that took me off. It just was a lot of stitch. It's on linen, so counting is a little bit,
yeah.
takes a little bit longer, but I didn't want to make a mistake on it. But I do love it. And I mean, when you look at that border down below, those poinsettias, it's awfully pretty. So I was toying with not working, starting a third one and working on this one again this week. And I might do that for my, just change my plan up.
Further.
Huh?
You could probably get that quite a bit further with another week of work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then the other piece I've been working furiously on was my Joyful World SAL, my July block.
Ooh, nice.
So I did bottom of the green, I did that flower, I did July, and I did those guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
So sweet. I love that block.
I know. It's cute. I was thinking, so this one is going to have its head down, and I kept looking at it thinking, what is it doing? Well, there's this little fluff ball of white down here in the pattern. I think it's a baby flamingo, but it's just like a little head. And I'm thinking I'm not going to put that baby in there.
I can't even remember that. I'd have to look back at mine.
I show you, but I don't think it'll show up. Right here, it's like this little beak sticking up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I stitched that. I can show you. Next week I can try and bring it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to decide later if I wanted to put it in there. I really want to get this done before August, which gives me the rest of this week.
Yeah, you can do it.
I probably can. So that is what I worked on. I have plans, but I have not done my August magazine monthly challenge plan for August. The theme is birds and the acrostic is sunflower. And I'm thinking of just putting my sunflower fairy just down the acrostic because sunflower.
Sunflower fairy.
And then, huh?
And I was watching Candy at the 614 Stitcher last night or the night before. And her latest episode, she talks about how Julie, who has joined our Zoom chat, so I know who she's talking about, whose mom passed away and left her all these beautiful projects and patterns and kitted up things that she was going to do, sent her. So Candy had seen you share your sunflower fairy and loved it. And so Julie had it in a magazine and sent that to her, which was just really sweet. Catch that.
It was in a magazine.
It's beautiful. Yeah. So she may be working on that at some point too. So your sunflower fairy, yeah, you should just work on that all. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about that, and then just for the goal is just divvy up the hours I still have left to do for my WIPGO.
Yeah. As
my goal for it, and then get that done. But I've got to find a bird pattern from a magazine. And this is the last month. August is the last month for the year because we started it in September, but they're going to do it again. So I was actually thinking, this kind of goes into plans. I need to go through my basket of WIPs that I haven't worked on at all since December, like before Christmas. I just kind of put them away, and I had another basket of the ones I've been working on and redoing my wheel because I want to put more of my fall WIPs in there. Yeah. And look at some of those projects I started last year for the magazine thing, and try to incorporate some of them into either the challenge, or the acrostic. So I'm not having to start new things all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm going to do.
So for the magazine monthly challenge, are you supposed to start a new thing every month?
You don't have to, it's your own challenge, but they encourage, that's kind of what it was supposed to be, right? We all have these magazines, but I have recycled a few. Like I had that bloom that I started in February, I think, and I pulled that out a couple different months and used it as my theme piece because it fit the theme. Yeah. And I pulled out this for July. I'm doing those Santas out of that book because to me, stitching out of a book is about the same as stitching out of a magazine for me. I hardly ever do it. So I counted that as, and you don't have to do the acrostic. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
That's what I was thinking. Like I'm part of that Facebook group, but I haven't joined. I didn't start, but one of the reasons I might not start is because a new start every month is kind of a lot for me to try and like do.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was just doing the acrostic, like the sunflowers and plugging in current
Oh,
width,
yeah.
I was doing a new start if it fit in there.
Right.
So maybe I'll do that this coming year and just not do the theme, like you need to find a bird.
Right.
Maybe I just don't worry about finding a new piece, but then I just follow.
Right.
Because that would be kind of
Sure.
fun to have a reason to plug in whips that I already have, like, oh, this month I'm working on this. Or
Yeah. And I try to, I mean, there's been times I've been able to incorporate my Whipco piece into it. This is my grid for it for July,
yeah,
you know, and so I just, if it works, and you can stretch it no matter how you want to get those to fit the letters.
yeah,
You know, it's just a fun, it kind of group to encourage you to keep stitching on things.
yeah.
And like I started a couple of really cute fall pieces for out of the magazines last fall that I stopped working on because we moved on to other. So I'm hoping to recycle those back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's,
Oh, go ahead.
well, it's just time to, it's just crazy that the year's gone. I mean, we're August and I feel like we were just getting ready to start that challenge and here we are.
I know.
And they're going to do Bringo again, apparently in January, which is a lot of fun. Crazy, but fun.
That was fun. I did do that one and I enjoyed that. I liked having pieces plugged in. Okay, you want to see what was on? I won't show you. Right next to my water glass are Millie's nail clippings. She just left there for me. Thanks, Millie. The other thing I didn't tell you this, but we got home from church today. Well, there's a little backstory to this, but we got home from church today and our dog Opal, she's like a part blue heeler, probably part lab is what we think. She's like a mix. Her face was like super swollen. She got stung. We have a hornet's nest that we know we need to get the stuff to spray. Jessie got stung yesterday. So I found this hornet's nest. It's inside of a thing. It's hard to explain, but it's in this thing that I pulled out from the wall, and I disrupted the nest last Saturday when I was kind of trying to clean up outside. And I was like, Jesse, there's a nest in there, but he didn't remember or hear me or whatever. And so he didn't know all week. So yesterday he like reached his hand in to pick it up, or he was trying to fix it or something, and he got stung. And he was like, it hurt and it swelled up a little bit. And we use that. I've got this new thing called the bug bite thing. If you get mosquito bites, this thing, I'm serious. I think it was on Shark Tank or something. I don't watch that show, but somebody told me that. It is truly amazing. It's like a suction tool. So if you get a mosquito bite like here, and usually it probably works sooner if you have a mosquito bite sooner, you put this on your arm and like suction out the toxin, whatever is in your skin. Anyway, so I used that on him and he was like so skeptical about this thing. He was like, oh brother, this whole thing. But I was like, let's use that and see. And his arm was so much, he said it was really sore still, but he's like, it would have been way worse. So bug bite thing, you can get it on Amazon. That's my little plug. But anyways, we think Opal must have stuck her nose in that thing where the hive was today. Who knows how many stings she got? Hopefully just one, but her whole face was like puffy. So we gave her a little Benadryl and she's sleeping and it's still pretty puffy. Poor little thing, itchy. She was like kind of itching it. Anyways, so.
Oh, poor baby.
I know, I felt so bad. So we need to get some wasp spray. It's on my list of things to get this week, but we just hadn't had a chance to do it because the week was so crazy. And I forgot to get it when I was in town. So anyways, what I did do when I was in town is get stuff from my Biscornu. So this is haul/plans. But I'm not going to, my printer is kind of out of whack, but here's the Biscornu I'm doing.
Well, I can show mine because mine came.
Printed yours out. Oh yeah, that's right. You didn't print it out.
I ordered.
It's my printer. And I don't know what's going on with it. Show me.
I'm not going to start this one right now, but I wanted to have it. So
Which one are you doing?
I have it. I'll show you in a second. So but this is the poppy one that Sarah's talking about.
I'm going to stitch because I love those California poppies. And this fabric I got the fabric and threads at Hobby Lobby. Look at this. Hang on.
Oh, she does convert to DMC. Oh, good.
Yeah. This is what I'm going to stitch it on.
I can't believe you got all those colors.
I know. I had to get two because I wasn't quite sure that one was going to be big enough.
Yeah.
The 32 count. It calls for 36 count. They didn't have any 36 count at Hobby Lobby, and they definitely didn't have any colored in 36 count. So I think normally it's like 5 3/4 inches. If I do it over 2 on the 32, it's going to be like 6.5, 6 3/4. It'll add like an inch. Do you think that's too big for a Biscornu? Does it matter?
I think you're gonna have however big you want to have them.
I just don't know if that's like weird to stitch it that big, but I don't really want to stitch it over 1 because then it's going to be tiny. But anyways, these colors are so, look at that.
It's pretty.
I'm so excited.
So that was a 30, they had that in a 32 count, huh?
This is what it is. Their RT's brand, Murano.
I don't know. Done an 18 count, Nita. 18 and 36 would have given you the same size. Do they have colored 18 count?
That's a good question. I'm not sure, but you're right. I probably could have looked for 18 count.
Well, you have to go back into town. You can always look again.
I could, but I don't think they had it in this color. They had a few colors. There were not like a huge selection of each color in each size. It was limited. So this might be the only size this color was in. So pretty. I don't mind stitching it a little bit big if I get to do it on this gold. I think it's going to be so one of my favorite colors anyway.
Okay.
And the other thing I got every need for this week is this is from Nancy. And I got well, it's going to kind of glare, but I got all the DMCs. This was one of my night. Instead of stitching, I bobbinated these up so that I would just have them all ready to go. And that has helped me work on stuff lately, is to have them on bobbins. And then I went ahead, our Hobby Lobby didn't have the exact gold metallic, I don't think, so I just picked this one. It's a DMC diamond.
I think in that one, huh?
Too much because it's on the spines of the books. These light colors, I think, are all that gold.
Oh,
so they're like gold looking on all the books, I think. And maybe, I think it also is the outline around this vase. This bowl is outlined with that gold.
That's such a pretty little cute pattern.
I got everything. I might start that this week for fun. And then next week I'll start the Biscornu on August 1st.
Yeah, well, okay, so the other person that I found does Biscornu patterns and their PDFs on, I don't know if she was on it. I think she's on Etsy, is ML Torres, Torres. And and her she's she also goes by Sunshine, capital X Stitch.
Now, have you stitched from her before?
No, but I bought these two Biscornus from her when I got on my Biscornu kick. So I bought.
Oh, I think.
Hold on, I got it.
More than.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with one of these. I'm not sure which one. There's the Gerbera Daisy.
Oh,
and then there's this beautiful little violets one. It has other ones.
Yes, I looked at when I was looking for one, and they're so pretty. I would have easily been happy with one of those.
I love this order. I'm leaning towards this one. I have all the floss for both of them. There's not that many colors. And I bought just a 22 count Hardanger even weave. Do it on, I think. I need to figure out the measurements, but I'm pretty sure that's going to work.
Pretty.
And they are really pretty. And she's got other gorgeous ones. I just only bought those two. Hold on.
We should do a Zoom chat. We should do a Zoom chat in August if we can find time, or September, August. Yeah. And then if anybody is doing the Biscornu stitch along, they could join in and show. And if you're not, then people could join in anyways. Okay, next week we'll talk about that. Once we've got it.
Yeah, and it would be nice. It would be fun if people sent us pictures of their Biscornus in progress, even, so we can share what patterns people are doing. Okay. Like I said, Kendra is doing one that I saw Amy Loves Toads do. It's almost a full coverage. It's a bird's nest with little eggs in it.
I did see her post this one. It's so pretty. Yes.
There's two in that series.
I should have done that one.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll love the poppies one.
And I forget somebody else. Well, I don't know what other people are doing. So yeah, let us know in the comments at least this week, maybe tell us what, if you're doing the Biscornu, which ones you're doing.
Yeah, and
Because-
maybe next week we'll have a hashtag. Well, we should have had one today so that if people start it before we record and put it up, they could post about it. Maybe just call it Biscornu-Al. I know that's not very creative. It's pretty rememberable.
Yeah, let me see if there is one already.
Rememberable, Mom. That's not a word.
Rememberable.
It's
I
pretty.
rememberable that.
It's really rememberable.
Let's see if
Memorable.
I can. Memorable. Biscornu.
Yeah, check and see if there's already one. We're just real time.
Oh, there is.
Oh,
Is it us?
oh.
No. No, but that's a cute. If you want inspiration,
Go check out Biscornu-Al.
Biscornu-Al. Yeah.
Well, darn. What do we usually add at the end of our? Do we usually kind of throw something?
XS. Oh, there's none for that. So if you do Biscornu-Al XS.
Okay. Hashtag Biscornu-Al XS. So if you're joining us to stitch a Biscornu and starting it in the month of August, or you can start it whenever. It doesn't matter if you're watching this later and you want to join in, because there's no way we're going to finish our Biscornus in August. Biscorni? What's the plural of Biscornu? Tag, and then we'll follow. I'll make sure to follow that hashtag, Biscornu-Al XS.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we'll do.
Okay.
And I'll make sure to use that one too when I'm working on my Flanders fields.
Yeah. Yeah. There's somebody did one that I've had my eye on. It's called Brown Bird by Heartstring Samplery.
I think I looked at that one too. I liked that one too. It was kind of hard to pick until I saw.
Huh?
I said it was really hard to pick until I saw the poppies, and then it was like, oh, that's what I'm doing. You know, when a piece just like solidifies, like that's what I was looking for. And then I kept looking for a while, then that was silly because I knew what I wanted. Do you have any haul this week? I kind of showed my haul. I kind of talked about it at the same time, but
I bought this at Joann's.
pretty.
Now, it's, there wasn't a ton in here that I loved. First of all, I thought it was weird that they had 4th of July stuff in their August edition, but whatever.
Weird.
They gave a preview of the Christmas ornament magazine, but the ones they showed were like, no.
Oh, really?
Not any. Yeah, but they had a couple of adorable. That I think you would have loved. And actually, I kind of loved it. Well, first of all, there's the one on the called "Take Me to the Sea."
That's pretty. Anything with water, I love.
Yeah, but this one I love, and I would maybe do this even though I don't have a sea theme going. Let's find it here. Wait, where'd it go? I thought it was at the end here. Sorry, I should have bookmarked it. Okay, here it
Kind
is.
of match, Mom, today.
This is,
Coordinated colorway.
I love it. Huh?
Kind of coordinated our clothes. They're kind of cute together. We don't plan this, but I feel like every week we kind of have a similar color scheme.
Oh yeah, look at this. It is a Quaker sail.
Quaker sail. Oh, wow, that's cute.
It tells you where you can buy this boat and you can finish it.
Gosh, that's so
Look
cute.
at
Wouldn't that be cute in a little
Shelley-
baby boy nursery?
Huh?
Wouldn't that be so cute in a little baby boy nursery or something? I mean, it's cute no matter where you did it, but that would be. What is that? Turtle with a lighthouse in it? What is that middle motif?
Yes, I think it's a turtle. It's swimming. Let's see, hold on. This is the turtle's head here. It's kind of looking away.
And then it's like a lighthouse kind of in front of it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Who's the designer?
But I love this. I loved it too. It is by Amanda May of McNaughton Art Design. Oh, and I'm sorry, Amanda May McNaughton of Ardith Design. But I just thought that would be so cute sitting on my red shelf in the summer.
It would be really cute.
So that was worth it to me. There was one ornament that was kind of cute. They had a bird on it.
I was going to
Maybe
say
I'll do that for my bird.
that.
I might. Let me see if I can find it. See which one it is. Hold on. I think there was a dumb looking penguin. I've got cuter bird ones.
Did you say a dumb looking penguin? Oh, Mom. Okay. Hope that designer's not watching us. Sorry if you are. Oh, Mom doesn't like that penguin. I think it's kind of cute.
It's cute. There's this piece for a dove.
No. Mom, it's a what?
Oh, come on. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning the other night stitching. But okay.
I think that's a rabbit.
Focus. I was thinking about doing that, Robin, but you know, I have a gajillion ornament magazines. I mean, literally, I've got these ornament magazines. I just found a bunch more. What? What?
They should cut out. Dumb looking.
I'm not doing that penguin.
Apparently, that is not your style. Okay.
I'm sure somebody else is going to think it's really cute, but I was not impressed with a couple of those. They just didn't ring my bell.
That's fine. I kind of like the Nutcracker, but you probably thought it was dumb looking too.
I probably did because I didn't like most of them. I just don't like the colors.
On the Nutcracker? Oh yeah. Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Also,
okay.
Okay.
So what I was saying was, I found a whole bunch more of those Christmas ornament magazines that go way. I mean, I got some from like in the beginning.
More?
There's more. I've got a stack. So I think I'll probably go through those and find a bird, something like a small mini pillow
I should probably
with
go
a bird.
and look for something to start for the girls. I've been kind of wanting to stitch them another. I don't know, maybe 2 stitched ornaments in a row is too much. I don't know.
Well, when you come over in August, you can look for my magazines again.
Yeah.
I think I found like 6 more when I was cleaning out some stuff that came down from the attic, or no, where did I find them? I don't remember now. But I'm like, oh, I thought I had found them all, but there was like 6 more. And there's, you know, so many cute patterns in those books. I mean, when you have that many magazines to go through, it's actually kind of overwhelming to pick one.
I know. Yeah.
But anyway, so I think that's what I probably look for my magazine challenge. But that's all my haul was that magazine and my copies, and I don't have
What's your
time or money to.
I know.
Like I said, I got to figure out I printed out sunflower. Just right down across the sunflower. 6 hours. Huh?
Sunflower fairy, sunflower fairy, sunflower fairy, sunflower fairy.
It's probably cheating, but it's my own game. Go back through my wheel, go back through my whips, and start kind of thinking about fall and winter. Because August is almost here, and it will fly too. That's it. I think I'm only going to work. I mean, hopefully, just work on my Joyful World, kind of what I've been working on. I think I'm just going to keep working on right now because I feel like they're worthy things to, not worthy, but relevant things to be working on. I have several, things over here that I haven't worked on for a while, but hopefully after next week, I'll go back to spinning my wheel.
Yeah.
And then change it up a little bit. But since it's only July, I think the only thing I'm going to really try to change things up a bit is work on that Mary and Minty a little bit each evening. Instead of keep plugging away. The Santa won't take that long, and that border doesn't take that long. That little red and white checkerboard. I mean, I remember doing the one that I already did, the one part that I did. I don't remember it being too overwhelming. So it's very cute. I went back and searched the hashtag for that and saw some really cute finishes.
Oh, I should look for that because I haven't figured out how I'm going to finish that. I just have it sitting.
There's some cute finishes. So that's it. That's my plan. And then that and the Biscornu, which I probably won't the new one until Sunday. I'll keep working on my one that I've already got going.
Well, I was looking.
And I got to finish.
Oh yeah, finish that up.
What's your plans?
Well, I was looking at my my timer app and I realized like a lot of these are obsolete. Well, I already cleared out a ton that I'd either finished and then just not cleared out, but I'm having a hard time with this app figuring out how to delete them. I did figure it out for some of them, but then others it doesn't show up. Like it still says I still have Alicia.
You just lightly push on it, you'll get reset or delete.
When I lightly push on it, it does edit, lock, reset, delete, or delete's not an option in there. But I did figure it out the other day, so I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I need to delete the Alicia Paulson Things Of series because I finished those. My Joyful World is done, so that needs to go. So I was thinking what else I have that I'm kind of behind on that I'd like to finish those WIPCO goals. I think I have 3 hours left on my Barbara Bourgeau Richards one, so I think I'll try to put some time in on that Friends piece. I'd get a little closer to finishing that WIPCO goal. I still have like 6.5 hours left on my Snow Queen, apparently. I don't know why I didn't get further on that.
Work on her because you were working on other goals.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe I'm thinking of all the time I spent on her, and maybe it was my mania goal, and I didn't overlap the two. I'm not sure. But I need to go. I'd like to work on her, but I don't think I'll probably make that a goal this week. And then I still have 6 hours left on that Quarry, that the elves with the tree that's not Christmas without a Christmas tree. Because that one I did have a mania goal. I finished the mania goal, but I didn't finish my WIPCO goal. So I'm trying to figure out what to work on. I probably work on that Barbara Bourgeau because it's kind of the lowest number. I will also keep working on a day. And then this week I am going to send off a photo of my Miss Rumphius book that I want to chart to the person who volunteered and to make that into a chart with their, I think it was Kimber, but I need to double check on that. My brain is mush right now. Anyways, and then I also do think I might pull out my big sunflower piece that I started last year when we were with Grandma, and put some stitches into that because we're coming up on August, and August is a nice time to stitch sunflowers. So those are kind of my general goals.
Yeah.
And start this.
Yeah.
Start this guy.
Yeah. I mean, I do want to. I've got several things that I kind of want to start, but I'm just going to hold off until I get a couple of things finished.
And I still have like 6.5 hours of stitching that I'm supposed to do on that blue shawl that's another WIPCO goal. I might try to work on that some. And I really need a baby sweater, but I'm at a tricky part where I have to join the sleeves. So that's why I didn't have any stitching knitting this week because I just needed to have some sit down focus knitting time. So maybe this afternoon.
Wasn't brain mush knitting.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking at my timers and I've done 1 hour and 45 minutes out of 6 for my sunflower fairy. So if I get that done, that'll finish my June WIPCO, but then she's going to call in a couple days, August, then I haven't even started my July ones, but I'll just keep trying to catch up.
So crazy.
And I made mine easier because I dropped my goal down to 6 hours versus 8 hours.
Wow. You did? I didn't know that.
June and July, just all the stuff going on in our family just kind of kicked me to the curb a little bit. Okay.
I don't know. I can't figure out how to delete that timer. I'm still sitting here.
Okay, go up to your settings.
Okay.
There's a little delete thing, but I don't know what happens if you hit it.
If I hit it, it tries to delete all my board.
Oh.
Oh, I got it. I don't know what I did, but I tapped it again and it had a delete thing. Okay. Don't know what happened, but I've got it down. So these are my 4 goals that I'm plus my WIPCO for that thing I'm trying to chart up. It's not too bad. 5 left.
I don't remember what my other WIPCO was for July. It was my red cardinals, and I don't remember what other number she called.
She had called 12 and 2. I'm not, well, once I finish 2.
Oh, loose feathers is my bird one.
5. Once I finish 2, I'll only have this one left till I have but this is my second one. I put that. So this is the Barbara Bourgeau one that I'm working on. So when she calls that again, once I complete that, then I'll have a whole road.
How it go?
Which I guess everybody
I
would.
know. I know, that's kind of, I never thought of that before, but everybody's gonna.
Everybody has it
if
in
they're
if
finished.
you finish your poll anyway.
Well, if I finish 2 and 12, right? I'm not that close. I'm red cardinals. Oh yeah, I'll be the same. If I finish my sunflower fairy and my red cardinal, then I have just one more to go on that top row. And yeah.
Do you have any book chat? I think we forgot to do this last week, didn't we?
Just, well, did I talk about the book Dad and I were reading? Well, he got it on audio and I bought it, or he got it for me on my Kindle.
No.
Called Good Night Beautiful.
Oh. No, we haven't talked.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. I was listening to that podcast, What Should I Read Next?
Yes.
And this gal they were interviewing was talking about what her reading style was and books that her 3 favorite, her 3 picks basically. And one of them was this book called Good Night Beautiful.
Oh.
By Molly somebody. And anyway, she said, I wasn't going to read it at first, she said, because it didn't look like my style of book. But apparently her partner's mother told her, you need to read it. You need to read it. So she started reading it. And so I'm listening to them talk about it and I'm thinking, this sounds kind of intriguing because I used to read kind of suspenseful books. I didn't always read, family sagas. And so the gist of the book is it's a couple, they get married, he's a psychiatrist, they move to some home upstate New York. I guess he's renting a office space in a big mansion in the basement, and somebody in the house can hear his sessions with all these people in town and starts to kind of accumulate dirt, I think.
Thanks.
And I don't know where the wife comes in because I don't want to read much about it because she said, you guys, this is the kind of book where you think you've got it all figured out and you do not. And it's twist after twist after twist. She said, I got to a point where I knew I had to just shut everything down and give myself 5 hours to finish that book because I couldn't put it down. And so Dad got it on audio because he listened to it in his truck like in 2 days. And at first he said, yeah, I thought it was going to be one of these, lovey-dovey romance books, even though I told him it wasn't. But, it was kind of slow. He said the first part was kind of slow to get into, but then bammo. So I have it on my Kindle. I only have till August 10th to read it because it's from the library. So I might have to put Maisie Dobbs on hold and just read that one. And he said it's not a very long book, but it just sounded kind of, I don't know, kind of charged.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Well,
I'm still reading Maisie Dobbs. I'm still kind of, it's just that story's just kind of going along. It's not one of the more, the one I'm reading by her is The American Agent. And Dad keeps telling me, because he's read it, listened to it, whatever, just keep going. I can't say anything because it's been kind of slow. And I'm like, but I'm starting to get to a point where I'm like, okay, she's kind of got to that pivotal point where she's going to start putting things together. She's been kind of fact finding. So that's where I'm at. Yeah. What about you?
I got from the library because when we were talking a while ago, more than one person, I think at least 2 people left a comment that Stephen King's book 11/22/63 was good and it's not like one of his horror books. So I got it from the library, and I've started listening to it. I've listened to it for 2.5 hours. It's really interesting. The premise is basically, I think, this is another book that I started listening to it sometimes as I was like gonna fall asleep because I do that with audiobooks and then I'll just back it up. This book, I cannot do that with. Like I have to be paying attention, so that's not working very well. So I'm having a hard time finding time to listen to it. So I'm 2.5 hours in, and I think the premise is basically that this guy is going to go back in time and try to prevent the assassination of JFK.
Oh.
But I think I need to go back and re-listen a little bit because I think I might have missed something like at some point. But this book is long, so I probably am not going to be able to. I probably need to just get a hard copy from the library or buy it or something, because there's still, I've listened, it's like a 30-hour listening experience, and I just don't have that much time to listen. Even though the reader is good and he does voices really well, and I'm really enjoying the audiobook of it, but I'm not going to get through it. It's probably not in super high demand at our library, so I could probably just keep rechecking the audiobook. But anyways, but I started that a while ago, like a couple weeks ago, but I think I forgot to talk about it. And it is really fascinating. And of course, he's a great writer. The other book that I don't have with me because one of my kids took it to read it after me is a book that Liddy handed me a while ago and said, you need to read this. So Liddy's my 11-year-old. She didn't come on today. She is not as handicrafty right now, and we're not really doing school. Normally when we're in the middle of the school year, I have her do stuff as part of our school. But she handed me this book called The Girl Who Drank the Moon, and it's by Kelly Barnhill. So it's like a it's like a middle grade novel.
We did talk about this one.
Did we talk about this one? Oh my gosh. It was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. And I was crying at the end, and beautiful. And so that one is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. And she was right. She said, when I was reading it, Mom, I just kept thinking about you and how much you would like this book. And I was like, oh. That's so sweet. So at the beginning of summer, we each gave each other, the girls and I each gave each other recommendations. So that was my recommendation from her. So Rosie's been eager for me to read this one because I've never read any books by Edward Eger. This is Half Magic. So this is a little younger book. I mean, any age can enjoy it, but Rosie's read it and loved it. So she was asking and asking if I'm reading this yet. And I told her I needed to finish The Girl Who Drank the Moon, and then I would start this one. And Millie handed me one to read after this, and I can't remember what it is. But anyways, it's up on my shelf, or my nightstand. So I'm reading this. And then, what else? This is kind of the main thing I'm reading.
I am reading, my bathroom book is Snow and Rose.
Well, yeah, that's such a good one.
I mean, it's definitely, child middle school, right? I mean, but oh my gosh, the drawings and the paintings in that book. And the pages are really thick. Mm-hmm. It's just a nice
It's a really good printing of it.
It's a beautiful book, yeah.
This one is kind of a fantasy. This one, so if you've ever read any books by E. Nesbit, she wrote 5 Children and It and some of those other books about normal children who magical things happen to. So Edward Eger wrote in the 50s, and he wrote, this book starts off with this group of 4 children, siblings, who live a normal life in the suburbs, and their mom has to work because their dad is dead. And they have like kind of a nanny who isn't kind of somebody who lives with them while their mom's at work. And they wish at the beginning of the book that something magical would happen to them, like happens in all their favorite E. Nesbit books to these other normal children. It talks about all of them. And so then something happens where they find this kind of magical token. And if you wish for something while you have this magical token on you, it comes like halfway true. So like if you wish I was at home now, you would be about halfway home magically. So it's called Half Magic, and it's clever and fun and sweet, and it's a book for readers who like books about readers. It's really sweet. So I'll put that, we have a GoodReads list, and I'll put those on. If you have any recommendations that you think we should add to that list soon, let us know, and I can add those on.
And there's a whole series of those Edgar Egers. If you got grandchildren or children that you're looking for books for them to read.
Yeah, if you're looking, I just thought of somebody who asked me for book recommendations, and I should give her these. I think our girls have read this one and this one. This is probably a sequel. I don't know if they're all about the same children or not. My girls would know. And they probably haven't even read all of these, but they love them.
Yeah, you can buy them in box sets.
They're really cute. They're great for fun reading for kids, but it's good enough writing that as an adult, I'm not just like slogging through it. It's enjoyable. It's fun. It's fun to have a recommendation from them.
Fun.
That's right now.
Have they read your picks for them?
I need to check on them. Probably not. So I probably need to double check on that.
And reading their own thing.
They might have. I mean, they might have. It wouldn't be too surprising.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, we had a giveaway.
Oh, giveaway. Yes. I knew there was something we were missing. Just went on.
We're giving away Blackbird Designs Fairy Garden.
And the word to leave in the comments last week was garden. And so I searched comments for that and did a random generator. And the person who won, what is it, Fairy Garden by Blackbird Designs is Cassie Joe Stitches. So Cassie Joe, email us at the email address in the description box below, and we will send that out to you if you give us your physical address. So congratulations. And Cassie Joe also has a Flosstube, and I will link that in our box below as well. And I think I just subscribed to her, and so I will be trying to watch her latest video. She has a little girl that podcasts or that Flosstubes with her, who looks about Rosie's age.
Oh, that's what I thought I saw. Yeah. So we got 2 new ones to watch.
Here, baby, come here. Show everybody your face.
Oh, baby.
Look at that. Here, hold your head still. Okay, that's not working. Sorry. Take you on a little ride. Yeah. Come here. Come here. Look.
Oh, her little eyes swollen up. That must have hurt too. Oh.
I'm sorry, baby.
She is sweet.
She is a sweetie. Yes. You wake up a little bit. It actually looks better than it did. It was real bad. Like,
yeah.
Looked at her when we got home, and I was like, she got stung. I know that's what happened. Poor baby.
Yeah.
So I remember this week. Sorry.
The giveaway for this week is a JBW design that I picked up called Sing a Song of Christmas, and it's Jingle Bells, and it's sweet and it's tiny. And in honor of Jolly July, we thought we'd give away a little Christmas pattern. What was the word we were going to say?
Did we pick one?
We picked one. What did we pick?
Shoot. Did I write it down? No. Of course not.
This does require some beads. And it calls for Classic Colorworks and Weeks or DMC. Okay. It's only 47 by 65.
I'm still racking my brain. I'm like zoning out now.
Well, the one thing I was going to say, I think we used a long time ago, so I'm not going to say it.
Well, it doesn't have to be related to that giveaway. It could just be a different word.
Yeah, you could just say you want to stitch it. Say you want to stitch Jingle Bells.
Yeah, just use the word. Just use the word. I don't even know. I'm sorry. I should have written down.
The word will be jingle. The word will be jingle.
Jingle. Okay.
So if you just want to say you want to stitch Jingle Bells, because that's what it's called.
Nice. Oh, now I'm just worrying about her. She's fine.
Okay.
Oh,
worried about her?
Oh, I just feel bad for her. That's the word I'm looking for. Poor baby.
Well, when can she have more Benadryl?
Pretty soon, probably. I'll just have to check.
I would just dose her up again.
I probably will. So she goes back to sleep and just sleeps it off. Well, thank you for joining us. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm warm and I'm tired.
I feel like I never really wished for summer to be over, but this year it started so hot so early that I feel like I just got a running.
No, we didn't ease into it.
Yeah, it was just like, now it's
we've had a few cooler days, and then we're back up into the mid to upper 80s all of next week. And that's like, that doesn't sound like a lot to other people, but that's a lot in a big stretch for us.
Yeah.
It's like I was telling my husband, growing up here in Seattle in the 60s and 70s, if we got an 80-degree day or a mid 80-degree day, that was like a milestone, and you hardly ever had more than 2 or 3. And then the cool marine breezes would come in and wash it away. And that's what our whole summer's been like, pretty much. And I'm just thankful that we're not having wildfire smoke. And part of that's because of the marine air aloft of us. It's keeping it away from us. But other places are suffering great.
We don't have more here. We don't really have any right now, but we probably will. We're coming into.
I read that your area and Tri-Cities was good, but up north of you, the Methil Valley and like Lewiston, where we were hoping to retire, it's got bad air quality right now. So I think kind of moved along the northern part of the country, and I think parts of the Midwest and East Coast are actually getting smoke from here. But there was some talk of us getting some smoke from the Siberian wildfires, but nothing's happened yet.
So if you're in an area that's smoky or has fires, our thoughts are with you, and we hope things settle down. We're thankful that it's not like that here, but we know what that's like because that has been how our summers have been. And it may be in another month or less because usually the month where we live, it gets really smoky. So
yeah, August is usually our bad month.
Nice.
So okay, stay safe and have a great week, and let us know what you're going to stitch for your Biscornu if you're joining us. And if you want jingle all the way, or jingle all the way, put the word jingle in your comment, and like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and we'll try next week to tell you when we're thinking about doing a Zoom.
Yeah.
Well, bye.